Hello, welcome everybody to our PTA meeting. Happy to have everybody here again tonight. I just want to make sure that for anyone who's just coming in to change your screen name for so we can record who's been here, who take attendance. Just change your screen name to your real name, and that'll help us out a lot. And you can do that by, thank you Monica for telling me, the 3 dots at the top of your screen. All right. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to have Ms. Johnson do her speech at the end. But so today we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the officers' reports. Then we'll go into committees, do the elections, talk about our fundraising, our new bylaws, family involvement, teacher representatives, any unfinished business. My dog's going to make an appearance. Announcements, and then Ms. Johnson's will be on and we'll have a closing. So officers report. Liz, if you want to present the minutes from last meeting.
Yep, thanks for the chance to go through it. So going through at a high level, I'm just going to cover some of the action items that we're taking care of. I'm not going to go through them in depth. So we did have a word from Principal Johnson. She talked about a variety of items, one of which was a request to purchase headphones for the teachers. We did make a motion to allocate a budget, range of $20 to $50 per headset, and that motion did pass. That was for 12 headsets. You'll see that we've got that on the agenda later because we do need to increase the number of headsets being purchased, so the budget that we're requesting is going to go up a bit. We did make a motion to change the PTA name from Goodland School PTA to RUSD Montessori PTA. That motion did pass. And then we had elections for, or rather nominations for president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. President Carmen Ayers was nominated. For vice president, Carolyn Fish. For secretary, me, Liz Barnes, and then for treasurer, Monica Kusheri. And then for fundraising, we had a recap of the various efforts that are ongoing, one of which is the fall bulb sale. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then we moved on to bylaws. So you will see that in the meeting today, we've got new bylaws that we'll need to vote in. Those were sent to members in advance. And then we presented the Q3 and Q4 event calendar, which we'll talk about later on as well. And that was it for motions made. Does anybody have any questions or items that need to be amended? All right, thanks everybody.
Okay, sorry, I had to get off the bed for the dogs for a moment. Okay, now we'll move on to the treasurer's report. Paul?
Yeah, so our current account balance is $3,924.64. Slightly different from last month. We did spend $129.31 to provide breakfast for the teachers at the beginning of the school year. For our income, we took in about another $60 in PTA membership dues, and then we also received $50 from the Texas Roadhouse fundraiser.
Great, thank you. Any questions on that? Okay. We're going to do our election. I'm going to just go over how to voice vote. This is going to be a voice voted election. So we will say out loud what our vote is for the slate of officers. In order to be able to vote, you have to be a dues paying PTA member. Elizabeth has taken note of who is here that is a PTA member. So she will call your name when it is time for you to place your vote. You will then say either aye if you are in favor, nay if you are opposed, or abstain if you don't want to vote. We are going to do it all as one vote. So I'm going to just say the individuals who are nominated, I'm going to say all of them at once. You're voting for all of them in one voice vote. You want to make sure, as we said earlier, that your name is in Zoom is your actual name. Like I said, Liz will run down the roster of members to record your vote. And so when your name is called again, yes, or aye, nay, or abstain. Or yes is fine as well. Yes, no, or abstain is fine as well. That also works. Any questions on that? Does everybody understand how that works? You good to go, Liz?
Yep.
Okay. So, Carmen Ayers has been nominated for president. Carolyn Frisch has been nominated for vice president. Monica Cuccier has been nominated for treasurer, and Liz Barnes has been nominated for secretary. Now Liz will ask each member if you're in favor.
All right, we'll start word at the alphabetical order. So Carmen Ayers.
Yay.
Elizabeth Barnes, yes. Monica Cuccier.
Aye.
Nicole Kosnick.
Yes.
Lisa Dabrowski. Lisa, you're on mute if you're talking to us.
Yes.
Anissa Dunn.
Yes.
Stephanie Fogarty.
Yes.
Carolyn Frisch.
Yes.
Karen Hardcastle.
Yes.
Robin Holmes.
Yes.
Nicole Lubinsky. I know you just joined.
She answered when Anissa got called.
Oh. Anissa, did you have a chance to answer then?
I did, and I said yes, so thank you.
Okay.
I'll say yes again.
Thanks. Nicole Lubinsky, do you have your voice vote, please? Now I'm not seeing her in the list. I'm going to move on. Carrie Morey.
Yes.
Paul Sanfilippo.
Abstain.
All right. That looks like it's all members. Did I miss anybody that's a dues paying member? All right. That motion is passed.
All right, so that means the ayes have it, and Carmen has been elected for president. Carolyn Frisch has been elected for vice president. Monica Cuccier has been elected for treasurer, and Liz Barnes has been elected for secretary. Good. All right. We will now move on to fundraising. So upcoming and ongoing fundraisers. Flower Power bulb sale is going on. It's doing really well. we have $689 so far for our school. It goes till October 15th. So please get your orders in if you haven't already. I got mine and I hope to be planting them this weekend. I do keep up looking and making sure that everyone is getting their orders out. There was an issue with one order, and so I called and made sure that it was getting processed, and they're very nice. They jumped on that right away for me today. So hopefully that is getting out. But for the most part, everybody seems to be getting there. So if you have any questions or issues, if you haven't received your bulbs, and you didn't order within just the last week, if you've ordered earlier than just this week, and you haven't gotten your bulbs, give me a call or an email and I'll check for you. But like I said, I do keep a look on the orders.
Hey, Margaret, I don't mean to interrupt, but we can't
Yep.
see your face. We can't
Oh,
see you.
or you see my name?
There you go. Yeah, I just want, I'm like, I don't think she knows. All
I can't
right.
see what I look like. No, thank you. Thank you, Monica. All right, so that's it for flower bulb sale for now. Our goal was $800, so we're at $689. So if we can get to 800, that's about what we did last year. So that would be awesome. Dragon Pit Barbecue is up next.
So we do have this set up for the day of the 28th of October. Thankfully, this is something where we're not going to have to put up any kind of seed money or anything else like that. We are absolutely going to make 30% of all profits, which is amazing. That's almost unheard of for fundraising. So this has the ability to be something that's really amazing for us, but also for Emerson's business. This is his business, and he was just ranked number 3 in the top 3 new businesses in Racine. He's been featured on Good Morning America. He's an awesome chef, so it will be a good time. And also, we don't have to worry about our kids having school the next day, so it's very exciting. So I'm really excited about bringing this opportunity to the school and for us to be able to have good eats and good times. Thank you.
Carmen, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Where is the
branch.
where's it going to be?
The branch. So it is completely curbside, or if you feel comfortable, they have a little space out. They have a huge parking lot. I don't know if people know where the branch is. It's right next to where the corner house is. So that big parking lot in the back is available if people do want to congregate or feel safe congregating. There's enough space and it's outdoors. But the online ordering is through the square. So like you can just go online to make your order. The menu's all online. It's all on Facebook. So it's really easy. And so then they just ask for your car make and model so that when you drive up, they'll know that it's you. And then they have a number you can text, and then they come out and bring the food to you.
Thank you. And is there a time?
Yes, 11 to 7 p.m. I'm so sorry.
No, this is why I'm here. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Carmen.
Yes.
And do we need to do anything special to let them know that we're part of the fundraiser, or is it just everybody that's there that day?
That whole day. So even if it's not us, if it's just random people who love his food, we get 30% of the profit. So that whole day he's doing the pop-up, it's all to us. We just get 30% of whatever profits he makes that day. So we don't have to say anything. We don't need a flyer. We just need to eat that day.
Well, and Carmen, I think we'll probably post something on the classroom pages, most likely. So
yeah, absolutely. We will do. And I'm also going to ask Christina of the branch to put it on her page so that people who go to the branch will know that it's for us to support us. And Emerson will put it on his page as well.
Any other questions? Okay, we will move on to an upcoming fundraiser as well, the Usborne Book Fair. So I have arranged for the book fair to be November 5th through November 11th. And it is a cash book sale, meaning we get 10 to 15% of whatever books are sold for our school. There is a minimum of sales, so we have to come up to a $250 minimum sales for us to then have the 10 to 15% kick in. It is going to be online, so we will get the link out as soon as we have one. For that, it will go through a weekend, so it'll start on a Wednesday, I believe is the 5th, go through the 11th, which should be Thursday, and or no, Wednesday to Wednesday, 7 days. It's 7 days. So if it starts on a Wednesday, it ends on a, why can't I
The
do math
5th is
today?
a Thursday.
Much kids, yeah, this, okay, Thursday, thank you. Starts on a Thursday, ends on a Wednesday, thank you. I knew it was in there somewhere. Too much kids school today. And then as soon as I have more information, I will get it out to everybody, but it should be a fun, they have holiday books and stuff for the season, so that's why I wanted to get it in before December so that they don't run, because they do tend to run out of books, especially the holiday special books. Any questions on that?
Yeah, just a quick question, Margaret. So so we will get the book then delivered to our home prior to Christmas?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay, we will move on to past business. Texas Roadhouse and Chuck E. Cheese. Paul, do you want to just run down what we got from Chuck E. Cheese again? And Texas Roadhouse, or where we're at with that?
Texas Roadhouse, they sent us a check for $50. We don't have anything from Chuck E. Cheese, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. Just with them filing for bankruptcy, it's going to be hard for us to collect or to see anything from them.
Paul, I did contact Chuck E. Cheese yesterday, you guys, and I talked to the store manager, and I should be getting a call by Friday. So maybe, maybe not. But at least Paul and I did put an effort forward to try to secure some of the funds that were from the night before, you know, COVID hit, basically.
Do you know what we were projected to get from that night?
They were, Paula is the store manager for the one we went to. And I asked her, she said she had to contact corporate to see if they issued a check and maybe be able to track it. And I did ask her if she was going to make that effort to ask what the dollar amount was. So I'm hoping she'll be able to do that, and then we can report that back.
Yeah, all we can do is ask, I guess, right? It was a fun night, if anything, at least. One last hurrah before COVID. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to fundraising, or I'm sorry, we'll move on to bylaws. So our bylaws have to be submitted every 3 years. We did submit some bylaws, but now that we had Carmen help out and come on board as a wonderful lawyer, she did update them for us, especially since we will now be changing names. We have to have bylaws in that name anyway. So Carmen, do you want to talk about that? And then we will have to make a motion to adopt it.
Actually, Anissa was gonna step in for tonight because we asked her to take on the bylaws since we knew the shift in officers was happening.
That's fine.
I'm happy to put forward the bylaws that have been very beautifully recrafted by Ms. Carmen Ayers, and I would like to make a motion that they be voted upon. And my understanding is there's been no requests for change that have come in, but if I'm wrong, please let me know.
Can you please do a quick review on what has updated from the last set?
Well, nothing's been updated from the set that was sent out.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna go to Ms. Ayers on that because she's the one that made, I think, a lot of those technical changes.
So a lot of the things were standard form things that we hadn't elected information on, but the major change that happened from the last to now is because we're all virtual now. We didn't have a debit card before, and now we have entered into the bylaws a section for us to be able to use debit cards for ordering things. And then we cleaned up like the dates of when our meetings are, the times of when our meetings are, the fact that we're allowed to now do virtual meetings. We weren't allowed to do virtual meetings prior to COVID. And that was a recent change to allow for that option for us to do virtual meetings. So those were the biggest changes that we had from the old bylaws to these current bylaws. But everything else was pretty much just standard language that's adapted from the state bylaws.
Thank you. All right, so then we'll need to make a motion to adopt the bylaws.
So moved.
Do I have
Second,
a second? Thank you. Bylaws are now adopted.
we have to vote. We have to vote
Oh, that's right. I always think you just have to do a second.
and
Oh,
call
that's
for
right.
the
Please,
if
Liz,
any questions and call for any questions first.
any questions for that? Do you want to run down or can we just vote aye? Liz?
We can do a group, yeah, we can do a voice vote for ayes or noes. That's fine.
So then, it has to be members though, right?
Yep. So only
So
members
members-
can vote.
Yep. So,
So we can
members all-
use the chat.
okay, that works for me.
Members, are you all comfortable with that? Everyone has access to the chat?
Yes.
Thanks everyone for your flexibility. We're learning how to do this too. All right, doesn't look like we had everybody vote, so just want to make sure we give people time. All right. We have 3 members that haven't voted. So are you abstaining? Or excuse me, 2. Okay, I'll list those as abstain then. Good, Margaret.
All right, then we will move on to family involvement, the virtual pumpkin bash.
So hopefully everybody got their flyers at packet pickup. Monica was able to come through and get us a discount at Swan's Pumpkin Farm. So thank you so much for doing that for us. So hopefully everyone can take advantage of that in the upcoming weekends. This weekend's supposed to be beautiful, so hopefully it won't be too crowded. We'll have kids decorate. There were a couple different categories, and then families can email pictures of their kids' creations to the PTA inbox, and then we'll have a virtual online vote for best pumpkin in the various categories, and then also by grade level. I would like to make a motion for a budget of $50 for prizes for this event.
Second.
Okay, then, any questions on that? Okay, then all in favor?
Do we want to do the chat again? Yep.
Here.
Awesome.
No, right now.
Okay, and then we have 2 people again who have not voted, so I'm going to mark them as abstain unless they disagree. All right, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Liz. PTA survey results, Carmen.
All right. I think it might be easiest just to share the screen. Is that okay, or would you just prefer that I read it out to you?
And if you can share the screen, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Karen, do you need me to unshare?
Come on, Miney.
Is it working? You guys need a hand?
I just want to know, do you want me to make you host now, Carmen? You're on
Carmen,
mute.
you're muted.
I just realized I have a turtle sitting next to me stuck in my bed. Over
I
my
think
shoulder.
I think I can
That's
share it
tiny.
without I think I can share it without being the host. I'm going to try to do it without being the host. Hold on.
Okay, but let me know, do you want me to stop share?
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I should have had it ready right here.
While you're taking that minute, Carmen, I'm just going to say thanks to whoever put together the little background. That was really well done. I haven't seen a Zoom meeting like that, so good job.
Liz, our wonderful secretary.
Okay, I'm ready. It's ready. It's up now.
Not seeing it quite yet, Carmen.
Is it not there? Share. There we go. I forgot to hit the word share. That helps. Okay, there we go. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so it appears that 74%, well, obviously you can see it, 74% of those that were surveyed said that the purpose of PTA is clear to them. 2% said it wasn't, and 24% said it was somewhat clear. And then our second answer was PTA keeps you informed about events. 40% strongly agreed, 38% agreed, 13% neither agreed or disagreed, and 2% disagreed, and 7% were other. And we had 4 answers to that about the fundraisers, and some people are too new to know, some people aren't on Facebook, and the Facebook is where they get all of their information. So I think now that we had some of these results, we've done a good job of having, Liz has been able to give us all of the information outside of Facebook for those that need it. So I think that will be helpful for the people who don't have access. And then our events were pretty equally tied for which events people are participating in, as far as it's pretty even kill, other than the largest participations came from Family Fun Night and came from the Penny Wars, and restaurant nights obviously blew all of that out of the water. So clearly we all like to eat and congregate together, so that it was awesome. And then all the rest were equally pretty much under 10%, except for the PTA meetings were at 14%. So I think that's a good representation that there's pretty even distribution around the fundraisers that we're having. So hopefully we can keep up, other than the restaurant nights, keep up with all of those activities that seem to be registering. We did have some great suggestions for future events. So I wanted to share those out with everyone, and hopefully when we're not in COVID, we can start implementing some of those events into what we do here. And so I won't belabor all of those, but we can send those out and talk about those at future meetings. And we got some feedback on if people weren't. And the biggest thing is why people haven't joined. And so I'm hopeful that we can change some of the dynamics of what's holding people back from joining the PTA. And so I think the easiest is having the online meetings, because childcare and the time commitment was a big contributing factors to why people aren't joining. So I think we're going to keep this model and method going forward. So it will help a lot as far as making it available. I know that there were some days and time issues, but I don't think we'll ever find a time that works for everyone. So staying consistent, I think, is the best way moving forward. And then how people want their updates and how they're connected. The majority of people are connected to our Facebook accounts, so that's why we're using that as a major mode of communication. But for those who aren't and prefer not to have them by Facebook, we do have updated email addresses. So if you are one of those people who would prefer to be outside of Facebook, we do have a chain going out for information so that you don't have to solely rely on the Facebook accounts. And then just to give you an overview of who participated in our survey, we had 42 responses to the survey in the time that it was done. So I think of our members, that's the majority of our members, if the people who were doing the survey were members. So not everyone, it was an anonymous survey. If you chose not to list your name, we don't know. So for those who didn't, if they are members, then I think we're accurately depicting what our membership is asking for. Okay.
All right. I found out that Ms. Ami just joined us. Hi, Ms. Ami. How are you? Ms. Ami is an amazing teacher from our 3K kindergarten class.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. You're going to be presenting the slides later, right?
I'm gonna try. I talked to Carolyn. I'm gonna be on for a little bit. I might have to step out, but yes.
Okay, we'll try to.
Miss Connie, your slides are up, so you're good to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's do those now. Then
Okay.
Right
So
That's perfect.
Pretty much we sent this to, I think most parents have it and it's on the Facebook, just how to log in and how to get, if parents are struggling with getting onto Infinite Campus, this is all of the information and there's a portal for them to go to. And then there's a phone number. So this is what we've been sending out to parents if they need help with Infinite Campus, and that's where you change all of your information if things need to be updated. So we can go to the next slide. And then I think majority of our parents are all good to go now. They know how to log into ClassLink and they're able to get into Seesaw. So this is good, but this is, you know, just in case if there is a new family that joins us, this is something that we can share. And most of the primary classroom is doing Seesaw. So this just kind of gives you an idea of what they need to do. And the apps, and we've been telling all parents, all of the apps that they need to use are all on class link. So we Seesaw, IXL, that's very important for the kindergarten kids to work on, and then Kids RAS. These are the three main ones that we're focusing on, but I know teachers have uploaded different apps like Discovery and just a few other ones. So everything that the child needs access to is on class link. And pretty much so far, all of the activities and our lessons, and it's on Seesaw. And every day, all teachers post, all the different activities for them to work on during their non-computer time. So, yeah. And I think talking to most of the teachers, everyone has access to Seesaw now, like most families. So we're good to go. I think that was about it.
Thank you, Ms. Ami. Is there any questions regarding that? I know that it's, each class is a little different. So obviously it would work differently for each classroom, but yeah, I think that's a great slideshow. Thank you so much for
No problem. And I think it'd be nice for new families, if new families come in, it's easy it's simple and it's like all condensed for them to click on if they need any help. So
absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, we are going to jump into unfinished business. Last time we talked about getting headphones for teachers. I was informed originally we thought there was going to be 12. I was informed that we're going to jump that up to 15. The amount hasn't really changed. I think we put in there $20 to $50. I think we're going to be able to get them for around 30, 35. But we do need to increase them from 12 to 15. So I need to have a motion enabled to increase the budgets and increase the amount of headphones.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? We can type that in again. I should have asked, I did not. Were there any questions regarding that?
I will mark those that have been voted as abstain, but it looks like we've got everybody unless anyone speaks up.
Okay, then we have a little bit of new business to talk about, and that has to do with the Peacock classroom that is also in our school. Is that Carmen?
Yeah, yes, I can speak to this. So we are very happy and thankful to have an umbrella in our school. We are embracing and bringing on the Peacock family into our family, as well as they are an umbrella under us, but also in the Peacock program. We just want to help make that transition to being a parent in the school a good and a happy transition. So I will be reaching out to the Peacock family, and I will be speaking with them about the benefits of PTA and what that looks like in the near future.
Thank you. Any questions on that? Do we have anybody here tonight from the Peacock classroom?
Yeah, yes, I'm. My name is Leslie. My son is in the Peacock program through Goodland. So I much appreciate all the efforts you're making to get us involved and see how we can partake in being part of the school. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My daughter did do Peacock when she was in 3K before they had Montessori, and she loved it. So it is a great program.
Can I just ask, what is it?
Do you want to talk about it, Leslie? Or
I can talk on it a little bit if you don't mind.
No problem.
So Peacock is, I think it's believe a parent-centered sort of classroom. Goodland is the only off-site Peacock program. Most of the classrooms are at B Center. You know, I don't know how long it's been at Goodland, but I think it's been quite some time. So again, they're the only, it's only K3. She has a morning session and an afternoon session. And once a week, they require parents to come in and they give parents sort of like parent lessons. Sometimes they have the fire department come in and teach them how to put a car seat in properly, right? They might have a doctor come in and talk about pediatrician visits. So it's really sort of a parent-centered program. I think it's amazing. I never experienced it in any other district, so I think they do a great job. So does that answer your question, Karen? Okay, good.
Yeah, it was a really fun program, and it's cool it's cool to go once a week and see how your 3-year-old has how much they've learned and how much they've changed. It's pretty cool to see. It's a fun program. All right. Next we will have, okay, we've got announcements. The Reflections Art Program happening in November. I think Corman did that, right? Or yeah, or was it Liz? I think I screwed that up last time too, but I think it's Corman. It's actually a PTA sponsored event, so that's actually kind of neat.
Carmen, did you want to talk about it? Otherwise, I can go over it really briefly. It's a program offered by the National PTA. It encourages students to make artwork, and not just physical art, but dance, poems, painting. It kind of covers the gamut. And this year, the theme is I Matter Because, and students can submit their art to win prizes. And so we hope to introduce that to our students in November in conjunction with the art teacher. Carmen, did I miss anything?
No, you did a good job. Other than just the categories, but it's okay. We will let our chair bring it out to the world in November. So it's all good. But it is for the arts, and it will be something I think the kids will enjoy, and there are multiple areas for them to be expressive and to show their creative side.
For me, the Multicultural Fair, the hope is that that'll be in December around the holidays and can incorporate our family's various holiday traditions and kind of bring us together as a community. Again, that's a hope that we'll be working with the teachers on to try and incorporate that into curriculum. So more to come as we kind of get our various committees up and running. Was that a good segue to the next item for you, Margaret?
That's kind of perfect. All right, so next is committee chairs and members. Carmen is going to be reaching out to everyone who expressed interest in being on a committee, being a chair of a committee, participating in some way in PTA. So I expect to get a reach out from Carmen on that. If you did not complete a membership form, please do it. If you can still help participate and be part of a member, or be part of a committee, even if you for some reason don't want to be a PTA member, but we do really encourage you to be a PTA member. You just can't be a chair, but you can volunteer. If you really just want to volunteer, just let Carmen know if there's any particular spot you are most interested in helping out with, even if it isn't being on a committee per se all the time. It can even just be, hey, if you do fundraisers, call on me. I will be happy to volunteer, and you can put me at any job you want. Please reach out to Carmen and let her know. And if you fill out the survey, or if you fill out the membership form, it will help her with that too. Anything you want to add, Carmen?
I would just say I'm so excited to have so many people willing to step up into chair positions, and I will definitely be contacting you chairs as of tomorrow. I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, Carmen. All right, next we are going to have a word from Principal Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. My first item of business was talking about our secure vestibule. Every school is slated, if they do not already have one, to get a secure vestibule. That consists of the first set of doors locked, which we have. They would then walk into our foyer area. Our secretary or clerk, Lisa D, now would have to check their ID. She would see them visually. There will be a window put in there, and then she has to buzz them into the second set of doors. So every school in the district, if they don't have one, is slated to get one. So we were slated to get one this summer. It was put on hold a bit. Jim Hooper just went in front of the school board. He's the head of construction for RUSD last week to get approval. Because with that secure vestibule, they tore up the old large principal's office, and they are making that a new nurse's office. So that whole project encapsulated is going to be more than, I think, 6 figures. So he had to go in front of the board for approval, and it was approved. I was in a meeting yesterday when he popped in, so I sent him a quick email today. I think he was there with a contractor, so we're hoping the work gets started soon. We have been under construction since, I think the day that teachers came back is when they started to rip up the tile, the asbestos tile in my office and in the nurse's office and in a classroom across from the office. So, so that is what's happening there. So again, that secure vestibule and the nurse's office will be under construction hopefully soon. I think they said they hope to be done with it by December, but they were supposed to start in June. So it's construction. So I will keep everybody updated on that. Also, so in spring, I meet with district and we sort of project our budget and our attendance for the next school year. They projected us at 217 students. I had sort of told them right off the bat, we're going to have more than that, but it's sometimes better to start low because then after third Friday, if your numbers are higher, you get a little extra money. So they projected us at 240. Our third Friday count was, I'm sorry, they projected us at 217. Our third Friday count was 241. So I was very happy with that. It's sort of where I anticipated us being. For example, in 2017-18, our enrollment was 115. In 2018-19 school year, our enrollment was 131. In 2019-2020, our enrollment was 191. And our 2020-2021 third Friday enrollment was 240. So if you see the trends over the past 3 years, it's about 60 or 50 students. I would anticipate, I think a good number is that we would grow by at least 30 every year, considering that we're adding classrooms and we have 50 new K3s every year. So the goal is to keep those K3s enrolled and to be in it with us for the long haul. So that was a good thing. We got a little extra more money than we had in spring. And so with things going the way they are, if we stay remote, certainly I think we'll have a little more robust Montessori kit that we can send home. We'll start putting those together when district makes up their mind. But that's sort of what I'm anticipating with those extra funds. So I was very pleased with our numbers. Not surprised, pleased. Let's see. Lisa D and I worked on the spirit wear. We do have a company I would like to get that done end of October, November, so we can get those things in before the holidays. I think that would be great. So look for that, I would say end of October. What else? We still are going to organize our parent education nights. I have a committee meeting on Monday with some teachers, and we're going to start to establish when those parent education nights will take place. We will plan the whole year for that. We talked about having Natalia, our amazing tech coordinator, maybe start the first one so that she can sort of help parents with tech. You know, normally we have parents in the classroom showing them different areas of the classroom, whether it's primary or lower L, but we thought it was a good idea since that seems to be most of the phone calls I'm fielding now, and I feel horrible because I'm not a tech person, so I think it would be good for Natalia to talk to parents our first parent education night on technology. And she is willing to do that. So we will plan those nights at my committee meeting on Monday. I'm still going to be doing Montessori morning meetings. However, they will take place at 2 o'clock. I first scheduled those Montessori mornings because I noticed a lot of parents sort of hanging out on the playground, and I was like, wait, I need to utilize these people. They're all, you know, I want to be a part of this. So I started them originally at 7:30 a.m. and that sort of was a complement to parent ed nights. Parent ed nights were more about areas in the classroom, and I try to concentrate in Montessori morning meetings more on theory. So our first one is next Thursday. I moved them to 2 o'clock. I didn't want to have it in the morning because I just thought kids are going to be online. We have morning meetings at 8, 8:30. So I thought 2 o'clock was a nice time, and I will be recording them. And I am going to do my best to get my YouTube page up and running so that I'll post those on there. And then also I will be making weekly announcements on the YouTube channel. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. I did meet, we had a committee meeting with our, I had a committee meeting with Grace and Courtesy committee today, and we did decide to go ahead and still do our virtues program. We probably will not be nominating children, but we're still going to introduce them to a different virtue every 2 weeks. So through October 16th, we're still on patience. I just thought that was a good one to start with. And starting, what is it, October 18th, we're going to have forbearance. So that's a good one as well. And we picked through November. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ms. Johnson. Any questions on that?
I had a question for you, Ms. Johnson. In regards to the parent education, are you gonna be moving forward with that piece virtually as well?
Yes, yes. All parent education will be virtual. We can also record those meetings as well and put those on the YouTube channels, and teachers, I think, can share those on their Seesaw and their Google Classroom accounts, I think, as well.
That would be awesome.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
You're welcome.
All right, if there's no other questions, I think we can close out. I lost the
Before we
screen.
close, I just really want to thank Margaret for her service and Paul for his service. Without the two of them, we wouldn't even have a PTA. They crafted this from the ground up. Your work is very appreciated, and I'm so grateful to be taking on this leadership role on the shoulders of what you all provided for us. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Carmen. It's kind of hard. It's hard passing it on, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
And I have to say their transition was not easy. You know, they started with 2 classrooms, you know, and that's when we were just a program sort of in another school. So trying to find that balance of starting a PTA, continuing a PTA with a 2 classroom program combined with another school, I think was challenging. So yes, I thank you, Margaret and Paul. It was a pleasure working with you, and I appreciate all of your advocacy for our school. We're no longer a program, we're an amazing school, so thank you.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of changes that went through. So that was, it's nothing like it was when we started. You weren't even here, Ms. Johnson.
I wasn't. I said it. You have been through, you know, different people. You probably had to deal with like 4 different administrators through, you know, 5, 6 years. So, and that's not easy either. So.
No, but it's great. I mean, the stability. It's, you know, stability is a blessing. So Carmen, it's great. I think you're going to be great in the role. I'm very excited for you to be president. I think it's going to be. I think it'll just grow from here clearly because the school itself is growing. So that's very exciting.
Thank you. And thank all the parents and teachers. I love seeing teachers and staff. You have made this virtual world so amazing. So thank you. And our EAs are even here. Like, props to everyone that's here. Like, we have a full representation. I'm so excited. Like, thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, it's great to see teachers. I think Zoom and having virtual has definitely helped with that, clearly. So many of our teachers, and I don't know that people realize it, come from out of town. Miss Abby, everybody. So having virtual is definitely, it's helped us out. So that's great. All right, so I think if there's no other questions from anybody, I think we are good to go for the night. We wrap that up pretty good. It's only 7:03.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, guys.